A lot of us, when we get into manifesting, we want to know, what do I do in the process of waiting for my SP? What do I do when I don't see my bank account have the money that I want? You might be thinking, I feel like a dumbass whenever I tell myself that SP loves me when I've been blocked for 6 months. I want to tell you, first of all, I know just how much it sucks. I know just how difficult it can be where you actually want to touch your SP, you want to feel their embrace, but yet some guy on YouTube is telling you, no, you are in Barbados. You're like, no, I'm not! But you see, I hate to be that dude, but yes, you are in Barbados. I have always been a skeptic for anything. I remember when I got into religion, I needed to see the artifacts. I was one of those guys who needed to see the holes in Jesus's wrists. But I'm gonna be honest with you, whether you're trying to understand religion, whether you're trying to learn a new language, or whether you're trying to learn anything, you're never going to get anywhere when you tell yourself, when is it going to just get easy? Give me the quick solution so I can finally get it. The more you try to chase something, the more it's going to run away. And it's the same way when understanding the concepts of the law. All you need to know about 3D circumstances, whether it makes sense or not, is that all that you see right now before your eyes is simply a reflection of your past assumptions. Think of it like something you ordered online. I like to use the example of not just, a big purchase that you've been waiting for in the mail. Maybe it's better to think of the 3D circumstances almost like when you order something that is not necessarily a huge purchase. Maybe it's like some soaps that you buy and you're already accustomed to getting them all the time, to the point where you almost forget. And when they come in the mail, you're like, oh yeah, I did order that 2 weeks ago. Well, that's the same way that you should see the 3D circumstances, okay? You don't necessarily go out of your way and say, oh, I can't wait to see what I was thinking of a month ago. But if something pops up in your awareness and you're like, why the hell is this happening? Just realize, oh yeah, that's right. I was thinking that SP doesn't love me and doesn't want anything to do with me. That's why they still have me blocked. How long was I thinking of that? Okay, like for 6 months in a row. Okay, well, then I guess it has some catching up to do. That's the way you got to see your 3D circumstances. When I started understanding this concept, it got to the point where I almost got excited every single day that I would wake up, despite how shitty things looked in the current 3D. That's where I want you to get, to the point where you're no longer excited, oh, I can't wait till I get that message from SP. You're almost excited to know that you are in control of your reality, where it's no longer that you're waiting on the 3D, but it's waiting on you. When you finally understand that all that you are experiencing is simply your fault, and that it was based off of all the shitty assumptions that you've had of your reality, you realize, wait a second, I could turn this into my favor. How do you turn it into your favor? You simply change your assumptions. Now again, I don't want to be one of those technique robots who says, these are the visualization techniques that you got to do, and SATs, and Neville Goddard forums, and read this book, and affirm this, affirm that. But in reality, I know that unfortunately you probably are not at the point where you can say, I have it, and then boom, you're gonna believe it. You can say it once, I have SP, they're in love with me. And boom, they can manifest 5 days later, 5 months later, 5 seconds later. A lot of us have dealt with the whole lifetime of bullshit. And we need something to wake us up. Now, I know that when you hear that everything is an old reflection, you're going to get to the point where you say to yourself, damn, so you mean to tell me I have to wait? Okay, well, 2 things. One, if you actually believe that you have to wait, then you already lost, because you already created the reality where you don't have it. Manifesting is all about realizing that reality does not work in the future. It doesn't work in the past. All that exists is now. In order for you to get your SP back, for example, or get the money that you want, you have to believe that it is already yours. Okay? You have to tell yourself that you're already in Barbados, even though you're still waiting in that shitty apartment during the Great Depression. He did not even have money to get that bus ticket. But what did Abdullah say? You have to see and perceive life like if you're already there. You have to get to the point where you don't hunger for those interactions with your SP. You don't wait until you finally get that amount of money to have a smile on your face. You have to be able to get to the point where you can get a smile on your face right now. You have to get to the point where you feel the embrace of your SP right now. Borderline to the point where if you desire intimacy, you almost feel that sexual sensation right now. Yeah, we're getting deep here, okay? I am at the point where if I desire sex with an SP, I can give me that sexual intimacy right up here. I've gotten boners just by doing remote seduction. Shout out to the power of I am. Eric, you are the next Neville Goddard. I'm the next Abdullah. Check that Lex Luthor motherfucker out. He is a god. And so are you. You have to be able to give yourself that desire before the desire comes. You have to be fulfilled with that visual, with that affirmation, with just the thought of you having that desired reality before it manifests. To the point where once it actually materializes in the 3D, you're like, oh, well, yeah, I already have it. Now, I could tell you how to do that in this video, but I don't want to keep you here forever. That'll be another video in the future. But all you need to know about the 3D circumstances is that it's old reflection. And that don't become impatient and tell yourself, oh, so that means I have to wait. No, you can give it to yourself right now. Whether it's visualizing, whether it's affirming. I'm sure you probably also came to this video to get a little technique. So I have other techniques on my other videos. Check out my channel. They are precious jewels. But really quick, for affirmations, all affirmations are conscious thoughts. If you want SP, don't just say SP loves me. Go extreme. Wake up your subconscious with something fucking killer. Tell yourself that SP has to change their panties every single 5 minutes because you're so damn sexy. Visualizations. You could write out a scene and then try to imagine it in your brain, or to make visualizations easier, just use those extreme affirmations that I'm telling you about and use whatever image pops up in your brain. Whenever you have a memory and somebody tells you, hey, do you remember when we were in the first grade and we used to tie our shoes together? You probably have an image that pops up in your brain. Well, the same video format of that memory is the same video format of your visuals. I just covered affirmations. I just covered visualizations. You're all set. Understand that the 3D circumstances is old assumptions, and be excited. Be happy to hear that, because that means that now you can take control and create new assumptions. I am Neil Larthos. This is all that the I Am Awareness had to say. And I know you're going to be okay.